Pokemon centers. They have quickly become one of the most iconic locations to go to while visiting Japan. They are well decorated with all of your favorite Pokemon. They have a ton of individual personality ranging from the interactive Pokedex walls to the large life-size statues in front. They have rare one-of-a-kind items that can only be found in a Pokemon center. And most importantly, they have plushes. Well, that and an abundant amount of official Pokemon merch that every Pokemon collector would literally empty out their wallets right on the spot to fill up multiple suitcases of Pokemon goodness to take back home and bask in the beauty that is their Pokemon wonderland of merch. Which begs the question, how do you not end up with a mountain of Pokemon? Is there a guidebook or a how-to on what to do in a Pokemon center? What exactly should you buy and what items to potentially ignore? Well, I think you get the point of what this video is all about. I'm going to let you in on 7 useful tips that I've learned over the course of many years of living in Japan while visiting the Pokemon Center that I wish someone had told me before to help you get the most of your Pokemon Center trip. And to start off, we have to ask ourselves one important question. What do I want to get out of my Pokemon Center experience? Because this will determine the first tip that I have for you. Pick the right Pokemon Center. Now, as you may or may not know, there are 23 Pokemon Centers that are in Japan. But if we are talking about touristy city locations, then you're left with around 10 to choose from. And each have their pros and cons. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details in this video. I already made that video and I will link it up above as well as in the description down below, so you can watch that whenever you have time after this video. But basically, assuming you are unable to go to every single Pokemon Center in existence, which I assume that's a majority of you guys out there, you have to choose one. And we do this by type of experience. For example, if Pokemon food is your thing, then the Pokemon Center Tokyo DX, Mega Tokyo, and Osaka DX are your cup of tea, as they have separate cafes and sweet shops. See what I did there? If you want that high-tech interactive Pokemon experience where you feel like you're in a new age video game, Pokemon Center Tokyo DX, Shibuya, Osaka DX are some to consider. And if you want the most variety of plushes, Pokemon Center Tokyo DX, larger statue, Pokemon Center Tokyo Bay, original personalized merch, Shibuya, and so on. You get the picture. As I stated before, the link is in the description down below to help you choose the perfect Pokemon Center to go to. Once you have that location in mind, it's time for tip number 2. Grab some monthly merch. Now, every few weeks, the Pokemon Center usually releases new items within the store. And occasionally they bring out seasonal items or holiday items, depending on the time of the year, which are seen as a hotter commodities. It's like a never-ending assembly line of Pokemon products, just always available. There's always something new, and that can get overwhelming. So no matter what month you arrive, there will most likely be a newly released item. And I implore you to explore these items and start by choosing a few special monthly products to add to your basket. Why? Because of the rarity of them. Unlike the Fit plushes and a majority of the items in the shop, these items are a one-time creation that once they're sold out, they're gone. Gone forever. Even if Christmas comes again next year, which I assume it does, the items do change. So I suggest you first take a look at the monthly merch, which should easily be spotted at the front of every store. And also buy whatever interests you from that. Whatever you grab here will definitely be worthwhile and special. Tip 3. Lower your Pokemon card expectations. Now, I apologize for putting a downer of a tip in this video, but most people probably think that if they come to Japan, they can buy Pokemon cards by the booster box, no problem, no issues asked. And it used to be the case, but no longer. Now, unless you pre-order them online, the Pokemon Center is a location in which you can get cards still, but only in a limited amount of individual packs per person. And even more so, it's a limited selection of packs depending on the Pokemon Center. They still have Pokemon card merch like sleeves, mats, binders, etc. But if you are looking to increase your Pokemon card collection in Japan, the Pokemon Center, it's not it. There are a lot of other locations that are better for Pokemon cards, and we can do that type of video in the future if you comment down below that you're interested in that. But for the Pokemon Center, not the best for Pokemon cards. Let's get back on track with the positivity and go for tip number 4, which is buy Pokemon Center exclusives. This one is important to point out because there have been numerous times that I've gone to the Pokemon Center, seen items like this beautiful one-of-a-kind plate in Kanazawa, and regretted thinking, I'll see it again, maybe another time or another Pokemon Center. Fun fact, they're limited to a location. So if you see them and you want them, buy them. I must insist, I'm not trying to say you have to buy these things because they're limited and they're only in that specific location. If you don't feel the urge to buy it, it's okay, don't buy it. I'm simply saying if you happen to stumble across items that are Pokemon Center related, know that it is rare and know that they do not last forever. Because I wish I knew that. Each location might have some cool items that you can't get elsewhere, so keep your eyes peeled. Shibuya has a ton of stuff that only exists there. T-shirt, I've seen the skateboard, there's quite a bit of things, so be on the lookout. Along the lines of special location merch, tip number 5 is one that I really wish I knew before, and that is buy all the Pokemon Center Pikachus, like these. Now, why would you buy these? There's costume Pikachus everywhere, right? So why specifically the Pokemon Center ones? Well, not to be confused with costume Pikachus that are sometimes released during some of the holidays, the Pokemon Center exclusive Pikachus usually are released at the opening of a new Pokemon Center. Like when Shibuya opened, this one came into existence and was released. Kyoto's right here, Kanazawa Pikachu right here. You get the picture. And they usually have them on sale for a limited time, which I was not aware of on my first visit to Okinawa or Kyoto. So these Pikachus you see here, I do not actually own them, which really sucks. Sometimes they bring them back, but there is no guarantee. So my suggestion to you is to show up to a Pokemon Center, and if you see one of the exclusive Pikachus, which you can tell from the tag on them, as you can see in this one right here, Kanazawa, buy them immediately. They're so rare due to the exclusivity that they've created by only having them at the specific Pokemon Center. You'll only find this in the Kanazawa Pokemon Center. It won't be anywhere else. And it's not even there for the rest of the time that the store is in existence. So if you see it, buy it. Yet again, not forcing you, but I'm just saying, rare. They're absolutely rare due to exclusivity, and the value on the used market of these, it jumps up 3 times the amount. I've seen these go for $6,000, $7,000, almost over $100 each. So if that is something that you cherish, invest. Now, these Pikachus are usually well created with a lot of detail, and they have a local vibe to them, as you can see here. I just want to make sure you don't look over these Pikachus like I did in my first visits. It's still painful to not have my Okinawa Pikachu. All right, from exclusive Pikachus, we move on to tip number 6. Spend at least $50 at the Pokemon Center. Now, spending $50 will get you the ability to have tax-free on your items. Now, don't quote me on the exact amount. I think it's 5,000 yen to be honest. But if you spend $50, it'll definitely get you the ability to get tax-free. All you need to do, bring your passport, go to the counter, and you should be able to get tax-free, no problem. Just make sure that you purchase over 5,000 yen. And to be safe, purchase over $50. But I do know they do have tax-free at locations, and it saves you money. I can't tell you the exact details. I've just done a little research online, but personally, since I live here, I don't get tax-free, so I pay 10%. It's just 10%, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but hey, free money is free money. So if you guys are visiting Japan, tip 6. Now, moving on from tip 6, let's go on to tip 7. And my final tip, bring a whole lot of coins. Specifically 100 yen coins. You might be asking why, and it's simple, it's for the gachapon there. The gachapon, they only take 100 yen coins. They might take some 500 yen coins, but for the most part, these are exclusive to the Pokemon Center. What you see here, you can't find in other locations in Japan. Other locations have Pokemon gachapon, a lot of different varieties. Honestly, you can find an abundant amount of Pokemon gachapon everywhere. But the Pokemon Center have their specific ones, and literally, they're not anywhere else. I've looked everywhere. They just don't exist. If you do come to a Pokemon Center, definitely spend some time at the gachapon. They're really cool. They're fun to do, and they cost around 300 to 500 yen. So make sure you have 3 to 5 of these for one, but more is better. And honestly, you can also go to the register and exchange, your bills for 100 yen coins, or there might be a money exchange too. But if the line's long, you don't want to wait in that line, bring your coins. You can just be prepared and have a quick and easy trip. Also, there are special press coins in each Pokemon Center that if you go to them, you can put 200 yen in and voila, a press coin comes out with different designs. Very, very cool for collectors, Pokemon collectors especially, because they do differ in every Pokemon Center and they might change designs. So collect them all or not. It's up to you. Absolutely, I feel like this is something you should do if you go to multiple Pokemon centers, because every single one has a different design on it. So coins, bring them, use them. No one likes coins anyways. Yeah, so that's the video I have for you today. The Pokemon Center 7 tips that hopefully will make your trip easier, faster, and more efficient, or just maybe more difficult, because now you're going to be looking for these things. But hopefully this helped you. If it did, leave a like, comment down below what your favorite Pokemon is, because I'm curious. I'll see you guys next time at a Pokemon Center probably, or out in the fields of Japan. Come find me.